Hello, everybody. Welcome to the free agent auction episode of Educated Guesses, coming live from a living room today. It's been a while. I have a lot to cover. Vegas, the draft, free agency. Some people have already covered some of those stuff, but we'll cover some of them tonight. I just need a beer. Hand me that beer. Thank you.
You're not going to invite me?
No. I mean, you can join, I guess, since you're here.
Oh, okay.
So I guess some of you might remember my co-host, Nathan.
Jacksonville Nate.
Nathan, your thoughts on free agency?
Well, it's where to begin. I think it was fast and furious. I think people were really loose with their money. I think we saw some guys go for above their expected value.
I'd say so.
Below their expected value. I think we got a couple people got some pretty good deals, but I think overall, AFC's pretty much done other than the little scrap fill-ins for now. So,
Yeah,
it's good.
Look earlier, it seems like NFC's pretty similar.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's a really weird format. I'm not sure if we should look at each other while we talk or look at
We have 2 viewers,
while
though.
we talk. That's true.
We're cruising now.
I feel like we should just stick to TV style and just
Stare at them.
Yeah. Oops. So, but yeah. So I guess let's backpedal a little bit and talk about the Vegas in the draft.
Sure.
Without getting into too much detail, because most people have already heard it or were there.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the draft? Or Vegas.
Vegas. Vegas was awesome. I think everybody was about what I expected them to be. A couple of guys, I think, kind of surprised me a little bit, but overall, it's a great time. I think almost every owner should be there or make an effort to be there. And I think it's a really good opportunity for this league and something really unique that not a lot of leagues have. So I enjoyed my time there. How about you?
I had a good time. It was really cool talking to, especially some of those guys you don't talk to very often, like in the NFC. Obviously, we're not talking trades and stuff with them very often. But some of those guys more was really cool. And then seeing the people that you talk to all the time, like Jason and Mark and Brad, and were really active in that. And just seeing them in real life was a pretty cool opportunity.
I think it was really neat, and a lot of people who went to Vegas, and even those who didn't. Oh, you made it! I need to move the mic a little bit.
Do I have to speak loudly?
Yeah, as long as you see the volume bar down there, you're good.
That's how that works. Okay, perfect.
High class outfit here.
Thanks, just texting mid-show.
Well, I'm trying to see if they can hear you.
Real professional. Real professional. Travis, as an outsider's perspective, how was Vegas?
That was fantastic.
What?
What?
I meant like,
I had a really great time.
what was the street saying?
I mean, I remember there was a lot of hubbub about the video not working.
I'm sure that was been covered in quite detail.
Oh, yeah. So, no, I mean, it was good. All the content that got submitted, a lot of it was really funny. A lot of it obviously got a lot of work put into it.
Some of them not so much.
Yeah, fair. I can't talk because I didn't submit anything, so.
Yeah, but the educated guesses submitted 2 videos,
Well, yeah,
which
it's
I think might have been the most. Besides maybe Miami Brad submitted 2.
I think Brian had a couple of videos, but
Yeah. So a lot of the other shows, the content shows, I think were lacking in terms of their showing for the Vegas content.
seems like a direct shot at somebody.
Did you guess?
An educated guess.
the show name.
Man, this like makes my legs look pale.
So Spencer, what was your favorite part of Vegas?
Probably the draft itself. just the activity, because out in Vegas it started at what 9 in the morning,
Just about, yeah.
which is kind of early given how some of the nights went. But I think just about everybody was up at least an hour beforehand. So people were making breakfast, drinking coffee, talking trades. There was AFC contingency around the kitchen table and NFC contingency in the living room, talking trades and cross paths between people. But the whole having the draft conversation in person with, because what was there, 10 to 12 people for the AFC? I know we figured it out when we were there. I think it was 11 and 11 actually. But having 10 other owners in your conference right there in person was really fun.
Nice. You? Yeah, I think, like I said before, just getting to meet some people that we only interact with on Slack and kind of just getting to interact with them in person.
Can we take a step back and just appreciate Slack and what we came from and where we are now?
Sure.
Because
NFL chat, oh my God.
going back, and if anybody's in a league that still uses NFL chat, and remember how painful that medium is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You mean you don't like it when there's one chat room with like 20 saved messages at a time?
Yeah, it was, I mean, NFL, bless their heart, they do some things good, but they do a lot of things bad.
You turn on Slack, so I don't have to look at my phone.
Oh, I don't do Slack.
Did we get any mailbag questions?
No mailbag questions yet. I know we got tips in there.
Later.
I think Luke's actually watching the show, which he just got back on the channel.
Are you telling me that there weren't people just waiting by their computers to submit mailbag questions?
Surprising.
Waiting for a surprise live EG show?
You know, I know Brad's around. He usually sends. He's good for a question.
Well, maybe we're not going to have Slack on here.
Tiffany's did say it was cool drafting in person with the league, which I agree. I mean, it was nice to kind of see everyone's reaction, and we had Mark and we had Matt for a while, both announcing the picks.
Yeah.
Which was kind of fun.
I can just yell them at you.
Mostly.
Just yell one pick, and then the next pick was really quiet. Like,
We had to write them down on little note cards, and we had to pass them to Mark or Matt.
did you guys boo him?
No, we did not. We
should have.
What the hell,
We missed
guys?
opportunity.
You had one job.
In the first, let's just talk about the first round. I don't know if you guys remember.
Well, I want to take a step back to this Vegas.
Go for it.
2 things I wanted to cover. Number 1, sorry for those ribs. I worked with ingredients I had. They were very bad. Somebody said they liked them, so I didn't say anything, and people were eating them. But holy shit, I ate like half of one, threw it away, and I walked away quietly. And people must have been either drunk or really hungry because they ate some of those.
We're very polite.
That too. But yeah, some of those things were labeled like this mix of things, and then I should have tasted it beforehand, but that seasoning itself was 95% salt.
It was pretty salty. But how clutch was Green Bay Berry coming in with Cane's chicken?
Yeah, he came in with,
Shout out to Green Bay Berry.
he came up with a lot of canes. But yeah, and Kurt for getting a lot of food and all that stuff.
Right.
So, but putting that aside, I will try to redeem myself someday. Wherever we go, we find smoker and make actual ribs with actual ingredients, not whatever's left in the cupboard. And then I feel bad. There's a lot of people there, a lot of people to talk to. I feel like I missed so many people talking to them. I talked a lot to some people, not a lot to some other people. And some of the new people I just kind of glossed over because it's like I don't really know you that well. I don't have a good relationship with you. I'm going to talk to this person that I know. So Tiffany and Dean, I don't think I really even talked to you much at all. I feel a little bit bad looking back when I was flying back that day. I was like, man, these people I didn't even like really talk to. I was in a house with them for like 2 days, but there's so much going on. But I just wanted to say my piece. Vegas talk over. Get to the draft.
This is all an elaborate build up to apologize.
Let's make sure everyone
So
knows.
those,
We're drinking out of the Vikings cups.
I only had 2 down here. The other ones upstairs.
That's what a good host does.
Yeah, I got
Gives
this.
the Vikings cups to guests.
Some dark horse brewing company I've never been to.
All right.
Anyways,
That's the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Draft wise, obviously a lot of things fell the way we thought they would, but any surprises?
Draft?
Yeah.
I think personally, seeing I drafted Nick Chubb at 103 and seeing him go 109 in NFC, it's a tough pill to swallow. I would say that. I'm kind of surprised he fell that far.
Well, that's not the biggest reach, but it was a reach given current ADP and stuff like that. But shit, a year from now, we could think, man, that was a solid move, or a year from now, possibly more likely, you're going to look those 6 people you potentially passed on, or 5 people you potentially passed on, and be like, oh my God, he took that guy over X player.
I just don't think Nick Chubb should have fallen that far, personally.
9 is a little far.
Yeah, Brad said it.
Brad didn't have 4, did he?
Or 3, whatever the hell.
Mark had Brad. Mark had Brad.
They've been just talking about so many picks, they just have each other.
No, Mark had 4. And you got guys.
Gotcha. I gotta be honest, the picks turned to hand so many times that I had picked a little third that I was just like, I don't know what the hell you guys are doing up there because we're mixing it up with each other.
What about you? What was your biggest surprise?
Well, in the NFC, some reaches in my opinion.
The low hanging fruit.
That too, but I think it's low-hanging fruit in both drafts. Well, you got taken 15th overall.
That's what I'm saying.
That was a surprise. Tiffany made some reaches on players I liked a lot of them, but damn, you could have traded down on some of those. 2 I can think of off the top of my head, but there's a third one that I can't think of. It was a tight end, I think. But
The Houston tight end?
yeah, that's the one. I like him, but shit, she took him like a third or something. But
32nd? I can't remember.
I guess at the end of the day, you got to go and get your guy. You could have traded down and probably got some other assets and still gotten your players, but
I will say this about my favorite part about the Vegas draft was Kurt going around and taking photos of everyone's draft board. He took a photo of Luke's draft board when Luke wasn't looking, and Luke caught him last second. But Dean definitely did not catch Kurt taking a photo of his draft board.
in Kurt's defense, Dean, so there's a big island in Vegas, and Dean had his draft board in the middle, facing outwards with his screen on the whole time. I think everybody saw Dean's draft board. It was very elaborate. I didn't really read it, but it was lists in stagnating order. There's a lot of things going on. But, yeah, I think everybody saw Dean's draft board because he left it open right there in the middle of the whole thing. Yeah, I think he got a picture of just about everybody's draft board.
So, future Vegas, don't let Kurt near your computer, or don't leave your computer open when the draft is happening, because Kurt will come around and take a photo of it. Travis, from afar, did you have any picks that came across your screen that you were kind of like, what are you doing, or how does that person fall?
I was a little bit surprised at how early the linebackers started going this year. I think people are starting to value them a lot more highly. You said that Tiffany made some picks, like she was the one who took Jermaine Edmonds, right?
Yep.
At 6 or something?
No, 104.
104. Earlier than I thought. Yeah, I was surprised at how early some of the linebackers went. Not that I disagree. If I opened up there, maybe not at 4, but I probably would have taken Edmonds if he was there at like 6 or 7. Sure.
I think he did go 106 in AFC.
6 or 7. Yeah. After the main running backs.
Yeah, I just think the fact that he's going to be in Buffalo and they freaking count everything as a tackle. Well, so, but yeah, I guess it was just interesting watching how the different positions have kind of evolved and how people value them over the couple of years we've been playing.
I agree.
Nobody took any quarterbacks, like.
No, people did take
Well, yeah, but not for like a while. In comparison to the previous years, people were taking quarterbacks. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Still good thing we're mid-third round.
Yeah,
Fucking corners.
throwing that shit straight in the trash.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought I had one other thing, but
We can come back to it.
Yeah.
We have time.
We'll get there.
We did get a couple questions.
Maybe with them.
Their mailbag. This person wants to know who did the best among the EG crew this free agent auction.
Free agent auction.
Or we can start. Yeah, no. We'll start with that one.
Travis, why don't you go first?
Am I answering that question?
Yep.
I mean, I'm biased. We all are, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's cheesy, but I mean, I like mine. I got a lot of big name guys. I probably overpaid for them, but you know what? Slap them on one year contracts, get points out of them.
You got two linebackers, right?
Yep, picked up Wesley Woodyard and his friends. Got Aguilar for about $6 million. And I picked up some injuries in the place. It's really exciting players, but I mean, they had a bunch of holes in the team that had contracts drop off, so I had to fill them. But I like the top end guys that I got. I do like Spencer continuing his strategy of the wide receiver dartboard. And Nate, I know you were talking. You got some pretty solid defensive players that kind of snuck through while big ticket guys were there. Buchanan for $8 million is really good. You got Chum for a pretty decent price, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think you ended up at 2.3.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked my draft slightly better if Spencer didn't bid me at $1.3 million right at the end.
You had like 2 hours left. I wasn't like a last second.
2 minutes. It was in the red.
2 minutes.
I'm sorry, count seconds.
So yes, I did bid him up that like it was like 220-ish.
I will say this, Kurt, I was hanging out with Kurt right the night of the day one of free agency auction. And he suspects collusion between us three, not bidding up each other's players.
Well, there's proof right there. There's no collusion.
Well, and some people bid on some garbage ass players.
Me? What player was garbage?
I'm not going to get into those kind of details.
No. This question says who had the best. So now you tell me.
I honestly think Travis had the best free agency auction because he got two of, in my opinion, the top 3 or 4 linebackers on the board, and those are really the premier players that were out there. Some of the running backs were good. I wanted some just didn't have any, but I set my limits. They went past them, and then that happened like 3 times. So I'm a shit ton of cash. Hence the fact that I won like 5 fucking wide receivers I don't need. But here I am. So I don't think I won the free agency auction. Also, league improvement idea. Can we not have this over a holiday weekend?
Seconded. 100% seconded.
So we're either traveling or drinking the whole time. Doesn't really result in a great auction, at least on my end. But I think you got some values, but Travis got the high-end talent.
Sure.
But you got some guys you can send them multiple year deals. Travis is on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, it's like 1 year, except maybe I will.
You'd be crazy to send some of those guys to a multi-year deal.
And I think, again, Travis got the biggest name talent out of the group. Getting 2 top linebackers, which are in demand. And I think he snuck Aguilar in there and got him on a good deal that he can kind of sign for long term. So yeah, I think overall Travis had it. Spencer got some wide receivers that I expected to go for a little bit more, but they failed yet.
I'll tell you, once I lost out on my 3 running backs I wanted Miller, Lynch, and C.J. Anderson. They all went above the numbers that I had set for them, and I was trying to commit to those, and I did early. And then I was stuck with $30 million more than I thought I had. So I just said, fuck it, I'm going to set the prices of all these wide receivers. And then I ended up winning all them because I valued them more than a lot of people. It's not a horrible place to be, but it's not where I wanted to be.
Okay. Well, I think we answered that. Travis of the EG had the best free agent auction, at least in our voting.
Fabulous victory.
But I mean, you and I both have guys who can sign a multi-year deal for next year.
Yeah, the only person, well, besides like special teamers, the only guy that I've got that I might sign to is Aguilar.
Yeah.
The other 2 guys, there's no way I'm getting a fucking linebacker that's on a $15 million base, a multi-year contract.
Also, I know we don't have the exact number, but if somebody were a franchise tag a linebacker this year, cost them like $16 million or something like that, maybe more. just because of the free agency. I think 4 or 5 of them are in the top 10 paid linebackers.
And I think, I mean, I was quite surprised. I've liked Corey Littleton. I think a lot. I think everybody showed in the AFC that they liked Corey Littleton, and I think even in the NFC. But for him to go at the price he did, was it $13,999,000?
Yeah,
$14 million.
He's the 10th highest paid linebacker.
I mean, that's a gamble. We're going off of what beat writers are saying, and
It's a huge gamble.
we're going to throw $14 million down on him.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it partially is because Matt was all in on him, and not when he was hitting this 14 million mark. So I wasn't gonna risk it. But when he was in that $7 million mark, I just threw fucking bet in there because fuck him. But he just go up for twice that anyway, so my bet was pretty irrelevant.
I think it's awesome because Matt has always said everybody's paying linebackers too much, and then he goes and pays a linebacker
The
one
10th
of the
highest
top
salary.
one of the top prices. So you know, not that I'm rooting for
linebacker.
not that I'm rooting for Matt to fail, but it'd be kind of funny.
I was gonna try to see how many tackles he has in his career.
No, to me, like the value in those unproven players comes in getting them at a cheap price, getting production for less. So now it seems to me like an unnecessary risk. Even if you really do believe that he's gonna pop off, be a top 10, top 5 linebacker, that's a big gamble to take.
Yeah.
So Andy put out this question. You said, curious, based on what we saw with our linebacker prices, what would have a player like Mosley gone for if he was in this free agent?
22 million.
Yeah, I
I
was
think you would have paid up in the 20s with some of those running backs that we see.
yeah, I think he broke 20s.
Given what some of these guys were getting paid, they're in 2 tiers below what Mosley's in.
Luke says 33 million.
Oh, I don't think it's that high.
I wouldn't be surprised given how this auction went differently than I planned.
But shouldn't that high of a contract be saved for those guys that are going to get you into the 300, like upper 300, mid to 300s to close to 400 points?
Has Mosley hit 300 before?
Don't think so. At least in the years that I've owned it. He was close this year, but he wasn't. I don't think he actually hit 300.
Well,
I would say like low 20s is probably what I would have figured he would account for. What did you say, Spence? 23? I was thinking like 22-ish. Around there.
hold on.
Sorry.
Well,
Great show.
we're working all off of my tablet.
Tune into educated guesses. Watch people fumble with touchscreens.
He had
What's
309 last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
ever since I've owned him.
low 300. But look at those last year numbers. 90, or no, 55. That was not a 300 point.
He missed 3 games or
Still,
2
that's
games. Yeah.
so. I think it's tough, but I think 30 might be a little much.
Yeah, I think it's just a little high. I think he's definitely worth like, the 20.
Are you, and are you guys concerned though with the contracts that are going this high?
Yes. I know I said this last free agency. I don't like the fact that we're a dynasty league and free agency, the way it's set up. And let me preface this by saying I don't know how to fix it. But I don't, and I'm part of the problem. But I don't like how it's a dynasty league where free agency, you are rewarded for just spending huge amounts of money on a player and giving them a 1-year contract. And they're just not worrying about what it does to your cap in the future.
I think the only way to remedy that is something like the Reality Sports Online model, which is impossible for our league. The way they do it, if anybody's not familiar, is you can bid on players and give them a 1, 2, 3, or 4-year deal, and that you can bid $10 million 1 year, or you can bid $10 or $11 million 4 years, but you divide that $11 million over 4. There's a little bit more math into it, because that's the general concept of it. But the thing is, it's a live auction, and it takes all people in the league to be online at once, which I can attest to is a fucking nightmare to try to schedule.
So does it just kind of uses the full monetary value that they would get as like what that player would take,
The guaranteed money is what really sways the player one way or another.
which is tough for us because we don't have guaranteed money.
And most of it is, well, we technically
Well,
do.
we do kind of, but
There's a little bit more moving math in it as opposed to like a 80-60-40.
Right.
Or is it 60-40-20? I don't remember.
It's 80-60-40.
80-60-40. It's a cool idea, but Jesus, it's a nightmare to schedule. But that's really the only way to overcome your issue.
Right, yeah, because otherwise, you can run into the same thing. People are just going to win by being high for what
And you're going to get these teams that are just cap loaded. And we're just going to get this. And I think I talked about this last year a little bit, but I briefly shot out one message that free agency in this league almost seems like we're playing a redraft. We have our rookies that we draft and we're going to get for 4 years if we don't trade them. And then you're going to get the big 1-year contracts.
Yeah, once the rookie contracts are over, it's just redraft.
Yeah, and I think it's going to go more and more and more that direction. Well, the more rookie contracts we have out there. But I think we're going to hit a peak once those rookies, what's our first year rookies, will they be free agents not next year but the year after?
Yeah, year 4 in the league.
So I think,
5.
I'm not sure if we've figured out the restricted free agency, but I think that thing will kind of help offset free agency and maybe level some things out a little bit.
Just have a bigger
Most
pool
of the message.
of like viable players. I mean, there's people that retire too, so I don't think the free agency pool is gonna. I think it'll probably get a small boost once the rookie classes start entering it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that it'll be enough to offset what we're seeing with the
Is there
inflated contracts.
Is there a way that we would have to set like could only no.
You can't set a maximum. I mean, I had like 60-some million in free agency. Say my team was like 2 players away from what I consider a championship, which it's not. Who stopped me from bidding $35 million and $25 million on 2 players? Because that's what I think I need to win. There shouldn't be rules stopping me from doing that. But I think
I'm just wondering if you set like a threshold and you say you've crossed this threshold, then you have to consider giving this person can't get a 1-year deal.
And also, you're out of the league.
Yeah.
let's not fucking go
You
down
cross
that
the circle.
road.
You're fucking gone.
Would that deter some of this massive bidding? I mean, right now we know that our cap's going to go up. We don't know when that's going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, it's again, if I'll bring up the IBL, which mostly nobody cares about, but I do. There was a huge cap increase in the NBA, and then like I don't know what it was, like 20% cap increase, bunch of players association stuff. But then the following year, cap actually decreased, which sent a lot of people into panic because they were pushing the cap already, and then they expected it to go up. Maybe not that huge increase, but they expected it to go up a little bit more. And in fact, it went down only like $3 or $4 million. But the fact that there was no increase made those teams that actually had cap infinitely more powerful in free agency because they could basically get whoever they wanted because half the league was already over the cap or damn near it. But going back to free agency, Travis, who has a lot of 1-year guys, but we both landed a couple guys that we can get on a multi-year deal. I think those type of players are going to become even more valuable as more people get cap. Where, for example, Randall Cobb's not the best example, but might sign him to a 2-year deal and he's on 4.5, I think. Where if you might be a free agent next year, he might get 9 just because there's so much cap going around.
we did have a question directly for Travis. I don't think you can answer this, but how many 1-year contracts were their last season versus multi-year deals? I don't think any of us have. Yeah, I know you're a stats
Give me
guy,
the stats.
but
Some.
there were some.
There was some.
Yeah, that answers Travis' question at least for that one.
I think last year had a lot of 1 years too. I remember there was a lot of like big contracts that I know. I guess I don't know for sure. But yeah, it was the same thing last year as it was this year. Just it was obvious. Like when you're bidding on these players, it's super obvious they're not getting more than 1 year contracts.
Well, Marshawn was one last year that got a huge
And he was
contract,
back
a
in.
decently
Got a
large
huge
contract.
contract for 1
He got
year.
another
Yeah.
But the thing is, last year, I mean, Marshall's a good player, but there was more high-end talent that justified those contracts. Where this year, like Lamar Miller and Marshawn Lynch were our awesome free agencies in the AFC. I think the NFC was kind of in a similar boat where a lot of those good players were locked up, and you just kind of got to throw your cap at whoever's out there.
Okay. I think we beat that question. Question 2. Does Matt repeat as the AFC North champion?
That's a good question. I need to look at his roster because it's been a damn while since I've
Or are we going to? Are we going
Oh, it's Corey Littleton.
and Micah Hyde for
RIP.
$6 million? Or are we going to see sideline to sideline take the AFC North? Because he's got Devonta Freeman. He got him from you in the draft.
Mhm.
Then he goes and signs a ton of really talented rookie linebackers who can, they're speed demons. They're not your old style, we're going to be in the middle, run at us type of linebackers. These guys they're loose in the hips, and they can get to those tackles. And then he goes and signs, I think he got a couple linebackers in the draft.
The free agency.
Free agency.
We got Malcolm Smith.
They got Malcolm Smith right there. The linebacker
Number one
university.
fan.
It'll be you.
It's tough to say. How might not go from worst to first.
Was he worst last year? I don't know.
I think Danny might have been, but in our hearts, he was worst.
Guys, when Matt had the 2-14 year, and he was just sad all the time, I started to feel bad. But I'm back. I'm going to write my set. I want sad Matt again.
I think the league needs
So
that.
he needs sad Matt. Also, because it makes me feel better about how our shit's going.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Do you think? I think it's early. It's too early.
It was way too early.
I already said it. Jai, we're gonna say that question so closer to the start of the season.
Rosters are a long way from finalized.
We're not doing an EGS roster show like we've done in the past.
Oh God.
Let's just scroll through them. But no, like rosters are a long way from finalized. Like, look at Mark doesn't have a QB yet.
Doesn't? Tell me, Mark. Doesn't have a QB. Doesn't have a QB.
It's gonna be like 2 hours per kickoff in week 1. He's gonna go to set his line and be like, oh shit.
Mark, I'll send you Ryan Tannehill for first. Send
2020.
That's a good.
I'll take it 2020 first.
This is the last and final question. Last question. Does Travis prefer white or black socks?
I mean, it depends on what I'm wearing.
I'm kind of gray, so he's got black.
These are actually a very dark blue. I do have a lot.
If I'm wearing casual clothes, then I prefer white.
Kyle was the last place in the black. Yeah. Sideline to sideline.
Kyle knew.
Green Dot University.
I like white socks because when I'm on screen, you can't tell where the sock ends and my leg begins. That's what I really like about it.
That's my dog.
All right, so anything else? I mean, I think there's a lot we could hit on for agency.
Yeah, well, one thing I was going to say when you're talking about if Matt would win the AFC North, I was talking to, I think it was Jason, and I think he just asked how my free agency was or something like bullshit like that. He's trying to trade me a player I don't want. He said, how do you feel about your team? And I said, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I get 4 wins or 11 wins. At this point, my team is such a clusterfuck. I don't know. It could be either, and I wouldn't be surprised either way. So, I honestly don't know.
Emoji of the Green Dot University.
Classic. That needs to be his little logo instead of that stupid cow logo.
Dog?
No, it's like the corner where you can
Oh,
put an
cow.
emoji logo.
I thought you said cow. I was like, that's a dog.
What else do you guys want to talk about? I'm out of beer, so.
So I guess, we talked about surprises. We talked about the high surprises. What about low surprises? Anyone that you thought should have gotten more money in the AFC during the free agency?
CJ Anderson.
Really? Butler says CJ
Wait,
Anderson.
didn't you just say that you had a high bid on him? You had your limit on him, but you think you should have gone higher?
Well, I had my bid at 12 million on it, but in retrospect, given the fact that Lamar Miller and Marshall Lynch were higher,
Gotcha.
you should get more.
That makes sense.
I
I was gonna say Lamar Miller. I think Kirk benefit from the fact that his contract or his auction finished before Lynch's. There's a lot of people that kind of hopped on the Lynch train, and he wound up going for 17. It's like, would you rather have Miller for 18 or Lynch for 17? And I think if Miller's auction was still up, when Lynch started hitting those 16, 17 million numbers, I think he would have been more. So I think Kirk got a fairly decent deal on him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think one of the biggest surprises, I mean, I just heard through the grapevine, was NFC. Philip Rivers going for close to $17 million.
It's not a dollar. You're just bragging because you got him for like 7.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I'm surprised. Is anyone else surprised?
I'm surprised that Rivers went for 17.
Yeah, he's good, but damn, 17. That's gonna be maybe not top 5, but damn near.
We did get CJ, by the way.
I think it was Danny.
Danny, so yeah, Luke. Danny paid $13 million for CJ. He was one of the first running backs off the board. Yeah, he's one of the first players off of the AFC auction.
If this fucking iPad works, I can tell you.
Rivers' contract for 17 in the NFC is like, look at Rodgers. Rodgers went for 14.
Yeah, that's who got him.
Decker.
Really?
I
Oh,
believe
the guy with like 6 quarterbacks.
Horrible. Trying to get them 2020 picks.
He did trade one of them. Seamus Prendo got him. Sorry, not Danny. He was the first player off the board in free agency between both divisions.
That's true.
Bam.
So 13,195
Brad did get a hell of value on Delaney Walker.
for $7 million, was
8.7.
it? Okay,
That is a good deal.
that's a good deal. I mean, but are you worried about his backup there? I'm blanking on his name right now.
The guy Brad has.
Yeah, Brad
The rookies?
Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got Johnson. Okay.
Yeah, that was the point where all 3 of the running backs I wanted had passed my threshold. So I just said, fuck it, I'm going to bid of all these wide receivers. And then I had $65 million of cap on the option board, so I couldn't fight him on Delaney Walker because I wanted Walker. And I would have paid 10 for him, but I imagine most people would have in hindsight.
Who's the first player off in NFC was Rashard Matthews for $2,500. Pretty good deal for
2,100 is a hell of a deal.
Yeah,
He went for
well below.
2.5 minutes. So 2.5 million. Sorry. A good deal. I mean, if Corey Davis doesn't bounce back, I guess not bounce back here, but doesn't show that he can be on the field.
Yeah, I mean, Rashad Matthews is one of those players where he might have 1 or 2 big games that he's like, I guess I have to pull him up, but he's sitting in that 8 to 12 range most weeks. Take that back. He had 3 20-point games. I should know I had him. But solid player. It's tough to pull the trigger on when you're starting the lineup unless you're really hurting. But I've owned him for 2 years and a good bye-week player for sure. So that unnecessarily deep dive into Rashad Matthews.
Oh, God, I guess he still not going to show out. Jesus. I like to check to see if there's any audience interaction.
Nope.
That's like fucking disgusting.
You don't like my packing tape?
They're talking about Luke and Jai are getting.
Fucking disgusting.
So Travis is using packing tape to hold his phone together.
You don't have to broadcast my poverty line to everyone.
ETS is going to start a new Kickstarter to get Travis a new phone.
It's bad.
I mean, it's just like tape.
Secondly, can I get this phone since Matt stepped on it and I still have scratches?
Yes. How do you feel about
You
being,
still have scratches. Like they're gonna fucking disappear on their own.
how do you feel about Matt accusing you of murder, attempted murder?
Charges didn't stick.
Did he attack first, or did you prompt the attack?
So my phone was set on a rock, and I'm in the hot tub. And Matt, instead of taking the convenient walkway, one of the two walkways, decides to climb on the rocks. And I say, "Hey, my phone's right there. Don't step on my phone." Walks closer. Hey, my phone's watch out! My phone's right there. Again, steps on my phone, slips obviously because this with a rock is not a very good step stool. Then he falls into the tree, and we all know the rest. The jury rests. The jury does
You
not
don't get to
rest.
say that if you're the one testifying. You don't get to finish your testimony and say the jury rests.
I'm not a lawyer.
I have a lawyer, legal lawyer. Contact you?
He's not.
Yeah.
He's contacted me about some quarterbacks. That's what it.
I think, okay, let's just get to the point. The biggest surprise is Mark. I don't know how many players he's at right now currently, but when I last checked, he was in the 20s, upper 20s, with no QB. And in the AFC, there were a lot of QBs on the board.
There were a shit ton of QBs.
It was 8 that were like,
What's going on in New England?
Available.
Just thinks Todd Gurley's going to start playing quarterback. How many players does he have? 37.
He's at 37 now, so he's won some
He needs
bids.
9 more minimum.
You got Mike Wallace.
What's he got for cap?
Is it 46? I thought it was 42.
46.
46 to 42. Immediate John, can you let us know what's the league minimum?
I think it's 40.
What's he got for cap left?
22 million?
I mean, we saw players like Tannehill go off the board, Andy Dalton go off the board, Derek Carr go off the board for $5 million. Serviceable players that he could have been beating on, but I don't know. It didn't seem like his focus was there. He was trying to get a $5 million defensive tackle. So spending that $5 million to get Carr, who would have been at least a serviceable starter for him week to week.
Spoiler alert, quarterbacks score more than defensive tackles.
I think it'll be interesting to see how he performs this year, especially because he's kind of been trending towards this, where he's very, very top heavy. It doesn't have any depth.
He still got some cap though. Like he could have filled all but
I
most of
agree.
those positions with the cap he has.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, he's definitely moving towards the very large contracts on a few players that he really likes, and then he fills the rest of his holes with rookies and like veteran minimum players.
So these are the players he's picked up. Kyle Williams, vet minimum. 2 punters, vet minimum. Kicker, vet minimum. Vance McDonald, 1.5. Mike Wallace, 1.1. Willie Snead, 1.7. Torrey Smith, league minimum. Rashad Perriman, just about league minimum. And Vance Joseph, the coach, for league minimum. So most he spent on a player
And
is
punters.
1.7.
2 punters for league
I
minimum.
said that. So he
Also-
was being
46 players.
46. Travis is right. But yeah, he got some value, but I mean, I guess he's in the same position some of us are, like myself, where we're sitting with some cap because we stuck to our limits so much. But I at least broke free from them at some point and got some players.
Broke free from these self-imposed constraints.
Yeah, to be honest, I was a little surprised. I kind of expected Mark to at least go for a quarterback. But
At least still on his roster.
also hearing some of these players he's getting, like Mike Wallace. Had I not been driving yesterday, I probably would have bid him up a little bit more. I think that's a little cheap for a guy who isn't going to be a starter, but he could be an easy bye-week fill-in.
He's the number 4 option in Philly. When
Who's the 3? Who's 3 right now?
Aguilar?
Oh, so you're saying Ertz is number 2?
Yeah. He might be the number. He's probably the number one infielder.
Okay, so, but I was mainly saying third wide receiver. But I think if you look at what Torrey Smith was getting for snaps last year,
Snaps don't score your points, man.
doesn't matter. Get on the field. That's what you got to do.
But it's Mike Wallace. Like, he was in Baltimore last year, and just looking at him, he had
7.
that's your season total. But what happens if you start him week 1, 2, 3, 6, 7?
Okay.
I think I know the answer to this one. I think it's you get a low number of points.
Yeah, that's the answer. So I mean, he's
Wait, so how many weeks did you have a low number of points?
on half of them
Oh, so you got a 50 shot.
of
Definition
of him scoring sub 20 points. Yes.
Boom or bust.
How many wide receivers are you paying 1.7 that are scoring above 20 points?
They're capable of putting up 20.
A lot.
It's everyone.
JJ Nelson
D.
all day.
JJ Nelson.
Yep, he can do it.
You're putting JJ Nelson over Mike Wallace right now. This is the conversation that I had with Tiffany, and I want the league to know this.
I'm just saying.
First
Okay,
4
so
years.
all I'm saying is JJ Nelson has scored more 20-point weeks than last year. Mike Wallace.
This is a league poll. First 4 years.
Okay, yeah, 25 points.
CJ Anderson versus Jonathan Stewart. Who's the better running back?
CJ Anderson.
Jonathan Stewart.
Fantasy points or skill?
Skill.
Both.
Oh, I thought it was for skill.
Both.
Skill is Stewart.
Skill, yeah, I'd go with Stewart for sure. But
The first 4 years.
Fantasy
of their
points is not an
career-
opinion, though.
oh, I think that this year.
No, first you're comparing it. You're doing what Tiffany's done. You're comparing a young running back to an elderly running back.
I'm comparing. He's younger than us.
He's actually in hospice care. I don't know, did you guys see that?
You can't look at them both and be like, oh.
I'll compare the opportunity. One of them's behind
I'm not
Saquon
comparing-
Barkley.
we're saying because she was looking at CJ going to. The
Oh, okay. So you're talking not today. You're
No,
talking like
today.
2 months ago.
Overall, first 4 years of career, who's a better running back?
Well, that's you could just look it up and
Yeah.
decide.
I know, I did.
Okay, well, then what are we arguing about? I thought you were talking about something
It's
that
trash.
actually
It
merits
doesn't
discussion.
That doesn't merit discussion.
It's
It's
like-
great discussion.
It's like what's
You
greater,
compare.
3 or 4? 4 is a higher number. There's no sense in discussing that.
Well, just saying.
Good point.
Ooh. Okay, thank you. And JJ Nelson, more 20-point weeks
Yes,
than Mike
Tiffany.
Wallace.
I'm having that discussion again because you were wrong. You were wrong.
They just not want to let things go.
No, he does not. Devonta Parker wasn't in the conversation. Sorry, he makes more money. Keelan Cole makes $1.7 million. A 20-point week and a 34-point week. Better than Mike Wallace.
So the 2 weeks.
So 2 weeks.
You got a higher, like 1 week higher total.
That's
than
what we're
Mike
talking
Wallace?
about.
That's what I said, who was better than a 50-50 shot? Mike Wallace, you said half of his season was below, half of his season was above a starting wide receiver.
I wouldn't say 2 games above 20 points is a reasonable chance to score with.
Okay, so I looked at Mike Wallace as he had half of his season over 10 points. But that doesn't even fucking matter because if your receiver gets you 10 points, like, I guess it didn't shit the bed.
Oh, I don't get me wrong. I had Mike Wallace and I hated him. So
I'm just saying the boomer bust player.
Cigarettes.
Boomer bust player is.
it's creepy shit.
I'm saying there's a player you can start who's going to get you 10 to 16, who's like, I guess I'll start him in a pinch. Or there's a player you want to start who's going to get you 20 points. Mike Wallace is a player you don't want to start. You hit submit on that lineup with Mike Wallace, and you're
You don't feel good. I can tell you, speaking from experience, you don't feel good about it.
Submitting that lineup.
Are you like, I fucking hope he just catches that 60 yards.
Yeah, if he doesn't get a long.
That's all I'm saying.
What the hell I'm trying
We
to say.
really went down a rabbit hole.
Right.
But
I guess all I gathered from this argument is that 4 is greater than 3.
that's true.
CJ Anderson sucks. That's what I got.
D.D. Westbrook played,
Whatever you can get from him, wrong.
played 6 games, 4 of them over 10 points. So in your world, that's not the worst. And he had a 20-point game in 6 games.
That's honest question for that. How many times last year did you start D.D. Westbrook?
I could look it up. I don't know off the top of my head.
I got a question for you.
It's probably 0 is the answer.
I got a question for you. Allen Robinson before he gets traded, maybe he was hurt.
Allen Robinson? I mean,
I don't know.
I thought you were going to add
No,
something.
it's not a serious question.
I'm just saying, I'm not bashing the Mike Wallace pickup because he was cheap, but you cannot feel comfortable.
You
with
can't expect it if Mike Wallace is one of your starting five. Which I mean, he's not for Mark, so there's nothing.
So
Is he?
the beer's back there, Travis on the
That's
table.
that.
So question though, moving past this.
Can we actually?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Okay.
Fucking
Anyway.
250.
So
Mike Wallace might start for him.
yeah,
I mean, it's his 3
we're
running
gonna
backs,
continue down this.
Mike Thomas, and then who? Christian Kirk?
I figured he had somebody better with the 3 running backs and the Mike Thomas. I assumed he had a better fifth option than Wallace.
Well, so his options are Christian Kirk, Rashad Perryman, Torrey Smith, Willie Snead, Mike Wallace, Kevin White, Mark Andrews, or Vance McDonald. Inspire his confidence.
All right, okay, the fifth is definitely a toss-up.
And you know what? He didn't have a quarterback, so we're wasting our time here. But again, the season's early. What were you going to say?
My question is still free agency related, not a specific owner. I know both of you had kind of stated in our conversations before that you had a hard line you drew in the sand. In terms of a player, this was the max you're going to spend. Doing above that, you're backing out. After now reflecting back on some of the players that we've discussed, like Miller and Lynch, some of those people who are projected to score well, do you think having a hard and set line is the best strategy, or do you think you should be a little bit more flexible in some of those players? Because now, like you said, you had almost like $30 million in cap that you were trying to,
Not right now, but at
the time,
yeah.
that you were trying to spend.
I think that's an important thing to do for a startup, not so much for free agency because the markets are so skewed and everybody's needs are slightly different. Obviously, everybody would love to have a starting running back, but somebody like yours, Travis, you have 2 or 3 starting running backs, if I remember right.
Are you counting Ingram?
Fair. Where somebody like Travis might not be as willing to spend $18 million, where somebody like myself, who I didn't have a good running back option, would spend and did bid $18 million on a player. It's hard to set those numbers. I mean, looking at my own spreadsheets and whatever, I set those numbers and thought I felt comfortable on. What are you laughing at?
We had a new question. We have 2 new questions, but
There's some questions we just can't answer. I lost my train of thought.
Travis,
I didn't actually have any hard caps on the number I would spend on people. I kind of just based it off of what the position was going for, like how valuable I thought having a top scorer at the position, or some of the best players that were available in free agency were to me. And it probably means that I overpaid for some because I didn't have that hard cap keeping me in line. But I mean, fuck else am I going to spend money on? So I figure if I get the players that I wanted, then probably worth it. Look at that. It's like watching YouTube.
Somebody asked me a question. I'm trying to find it.
so what is the question that we have is what's one player each of you wanted the most in free agency,
Woodard was who I wanted the most.
but you got bid out on?
Oh, okay. There's more to the question. Baldwin.
And you went for about 15.
Demario Davis. I should have put more on him.
And how much did you end up going for? 17?
I want to say like 16, 17, something like that.
I think
17, yeah.
my biggest regret, Tyler Lockett. I let him slip to Tennessee. And I needed another offensive piece that I didn't get. I let that one slide.
So I did get a question from Andy. If you golf with 3 over 4 in golf, you would go 3 over 4. I don't know what that means.
I mean, it's the score of 3 is better than the score of 4, I think is what he's getting at.
Oh man, that's
That still doesn't make 3 greater than 4. 4 is still a large number, it's just a scoring system.
math can be hard sometimes. In that on calls.
I forgot. I actually have 2 questions.
Okay.
1, how did Travis escape Florida?
I just left. There's nobody that keeps you there. If you don't want to be there.
Okay.
It's not like
answers that.
border patrol or anything.
And then there's a asking for a friend question.
Okay.
Did the AFC receive the signed Naked Nils picture that the NFC received? Not bid against him.
No, but I saw it in person, and that memory will live on forever.
I think everyone in Vegas saw.
I mean, I don't remember the ones that posted it, but somebody posted it in general chat too.
That wasn't even the best. I mean,
The best? That's a weird choice of words there, Spence. You got that booty, baby.
it was very memorable. Please, somebody make a sound clip of that and use it in the show. It is 9:14 p.m. Not that this is tied to a time at all. We're about an hour in.
We should probably try and wrap it up, otherwise Baltimore Matt is gonna jump down our throat.
I like it when you call him Baltimore Matt. It's very like anonymous. Like he's just like another Matt in Baltimore.
I think Matt's just headed toward like feature length RMTs.
But no, that sounds like he's like calling into a radio show and he's like, "Hi, I'm Matt from Baltimore." Just very nondescript.
You should call him Matt from Baltimore.
Is it a good question or don't read it?
It's Jai and Edgar from the channel. He said, answering for a friend at New England Mark. He tagged him in there and he said, any QB.
Told you I got Tannehill for you.
They got 5 QBs of varying quality.
All going for 2021.
Oh yeah.
I'll let everyone know 2020 is the year of the draft. It's the next draft year.
Actually, 2019 is the next
That's
one.
a next year too.
Skip it. In Mark's eyes, skip it.
He might not have picks right now, but like
He doesn't.
he just
He gave his
stacks up
last
picks on the year.
2019 away.
Of course, of the year.
Give his last 2019 to you.
I have his first, but I didn't get it from him.
Let's just say I would be incredibly surprised if Mark does not have at least 2 firsts. I'm telling you. I would be very surprised. I could have bet anything because this is recorded, and I don't want to be held to any sort of standard.
So do we have any other questions that need to be answered? Before we
There's a lot of questions. I don't know if we can answer them.
Why do you think to me?
The questions that we did answer, we answered pretty poorly, so I don't know if we should
We should
just
just
go on or
cut
what.
whatever losses we have.
Or anything else you want to say, I should say.
One question. I don't want to get off on a long tangent, but we probably will. Your thoughts on the Intercontinental League? Travis.
Gonna be unpopular? I don't give a fuck at all.
I think it's a good way to get people introduced to our system and to our league. I think it will help with the feeder league.
I don't know if I'd call them a feeder league,
The
but
feeder league.
okay.
Bottom feeder league.
There's going to be a feeder league. Because that's where we're gonna go
I mean,
first.
it's a farm league. Like it's that's the whole point of it. And I do think it's good. I do think it's beneficial to have applicants that are already familiar with it. So I do think that's a good thing. Do I say that like
We did get another question.
No, we didn't. My thoughts on it. I think it's
Give an emoji now.
that's been around for a while.
I feel like you have to answer now.
Well, I'm answering the first question that I asked. I think it's good to get people exposed to this type of fantasy football because I think it's the best way to play, regardless of if you want to be in our league or not. It's a fun way to play.
Yeah.
And there's more than our league out there who plays this similar way. It's not a very common one, but there's where people can start other ones like the Intercontinental League. It's just a good way to play, in my opinion. It should be the way dynasty football is played, in my opinion.
Do you think that a nice use of the Intercontinental League is to test policies that we are interested in implementing, such as the edge rusher that I know Mark has been?
That's like one or two people super into that.
I know, but I'm just saying if there's something that is of interest to the league and experimenting with,
Well,
we
like-
use them as a test subject.
What needs to be tested? I mean, you could just go back and look at the math and look at the players that would be qualified as edge and just.
We're not all Travis.
That's true. We're not.
We're not all math geniuses.
Did you get tape on the back? The front still. Why would I put tape on the back?
Why do you put you on the front?
Because it's broken and it hurts my ear.
There's another question, but I don't know if it's worth.
A lot of these.
It's about the feeder league.
It just.
Who's your favorite person?
No, we don't need to answer it.
It was actually, I mean, I don't think it's a good question.
How, does it bother you that Prendo is in that league?
Well, why do I care what Prendo does?
This is a question I'm not going to say from who.
I know who it's from, but I mean, would I like him to be around every once in a while? Sure, but I don't give a fuck what he does in his free time. I'm in another league with him. I don't care that he's in that league. Nobody cares that I'm in that league. Thank you, Travis.
Very good.
I heard that all in this one.
I think that this should be your number one league, in my opinion. I've yet to see another league that would contrary that fact, but I mean, people should be in other leagues if they want to be in other leagues. So I'm in 4 dynasty football leagues, and they're all second to the IFL. But
Handshake your hand.
why?
Because you're in so many different leagues. And
You guys seem like
I respect you.
I think to throw the white flag over there. My attention just is leaning over here.
It is getting a little hostile. I'm not saying like, oh, look at me, I'm in fucking 4 leagues, because I'm sure there's somebody in the league who's in 30.
Yeah, Nils was in like fucking 16 or some shit. You know.
Well, this is crazy.
Well, that's true. We've seen that in the flesh.
The supple, round flesh.
Very white. I thought I was white. But I mean, as long as you're around, I don't think it should matter if you're in 1 or 100 leagues. Yeah.
Okay, so this is, I think, our last and final question. And then we can wrap it up. I know Spence is like, are we playing Madden tonight?
We only have 3 controllers, so
Over under on the number of picks Spencer throws.
set it high because it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I'm going over 100%.
Over what's the
Over
number?
what? Let's go 5. Over 5
Over 5 in a game.
in a game.
Dude, I'll run it. I'll stay. I'll take the under.
I'll tell you this. I bet that you, Spencer, can beat Green Bay Berry in Madden. Green Bay Berry has proven how bad he is at that game.
I almost beat Mills. By almost, I mean he scored like
Mills
a
is
touchdown and a
trash.
field goal, and I scored maybe just a field goal. I don't know. It was a very low scoring game. It was not great, but I think I showed that I'm at least in the middle of the pack in Madden. But yeah, I'll play whoever. I think I still have it on Xbox. Madden 18, I think.
Oh, yeah. We got our fantasy team to play.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get 19. Maybe I won't. I heard they're going to put it on PC. Slightly interested because that's more appealing than paying for fucking Xbox Live. But we've really gone off on a tangent now. So
So let's wrap up our once a year. We might do it twice a year. On Spencer's Couch EGS special episode.
when will the next one be? Like Christmas?
Probably Christmas. So.
Christmas, yeah.
We should get outfits. Get Santa hats or something.
Well, I saw Travis's, or our grandparents actually had the old American flag July 4th baseball caps. I
Well, let's
almost
fuck
grabbed
with it
them,
earlier.
and I almost grabbed them for this show, but
I wore my kind of American flag shirt.
Yeah. It's almost like you hate America. They do that.
I know. So,
Well, on that note, FBI's coming for us, so none of them hang up.
happy
Shout
4th of
out,
July. See you
4th
guys
of July.
on the other side.
See ya.